that this season. For whatever reason, he hasn't done that. He hasn't able to replicate that. You know what I mean? And that's just the reality. Big up Saeed. Right, we got Moosa back in the building. Moosa, man, what's going on, man?
Okay, my internet's playing games. I don't know if it's Ollie coming back.
Ollie coming back, man. It's Ollie coming back. Everybody's watching, man. Moosa's back in the building. Moosa, what are you telling them?
I'm here, man. I'm here. I've been fighting my internet, man. I'm thinking I don't know what's going on here, but I'm here, man. What's happening?
Yeah, man. We're just looking at the squad. We're just looking at certain people who could be in the squad. Obviously, we talked about certain man, David De Gea. We talked about Varane, Maguire. We're just going through them one by one. But we got Varane here. Varane, do you reckon he can fit into the Ten Hag system?
Yeah, Varane's gonna have to, man. There's a couple people we need to let go, but there's like Varane's his first season anyway, and I think the pace of the Premiership is kind of maybe taken him a bit by surprise, and he's had to get up to speed. But I feel like we need to give Varane another season. We need to, a bit like Thiago at Liverpool. We can't really rush them because last season, enough man was saying Thiago was done at it. He couldn't handle it, but he's moving mad right now. So I think we definitely got to give Varane another chance at the Premier League next season. So I think we go in with Varane, and then we I'll keep him there. There's a couple man that's got to go, but not him.
Not him, yeah. I think for me, with Varane, he can play a high line. Big up to Jordan, he can play a high line. That would be key because I feel like for once here at Old Trafford, we've got to push up and bring the game to the opposition. That's what we've got to do. Bring the game to the opposition. We can't have this messing around and whatnot.
Now, him and Lindelof played it well, man, the other day. They played it well, the high line. They can do it. They can do it.
Absolutely.
They can do it.
Absolutely. Right, let's move on to Diego Dalot. Diego Dalot, people. I still think the jury's out with Diego Dalot. I don't think I've fully kind of come into the Diego Dalot SC, whatever you want to call it. But Diego Dalot, bro, what do you reckon with that one, bro?
Diego Dalot is one of those players. If a bright academy player sticks it on him, he could lose his position to an academy player. That's the levels that he's at. Because there's certain players where you know that they're cemented. They can't lose their position to like a young buck. But the performances that he showed us has allowed us to know that if we was to get like an academy player burst onto the scene and have like consistent good games, you would bench the low because he's not special like that. And that's the problem we're having with him, man. That's the problem. So for me, he's a bit more mobile than Wan-Bissaka. But the question I ask you is this though, Saeed. If Wan-Bissaka goes back to the Wan-Bissaka we bought where he's not good going forward per se, but when it comes to the defensive side, no one's getting past him. Yeah, and he's cleaning up so that we're creating a stronger defense. Would you take that over as sometime-ish Diego Dalot?
That's the question. You know what I mean? I think I look at the right back. If Wan-Bissaka is going, Dalot would have been my first choice right back. I think someone like...
Is Wan-Bissaka going to go? Do you think Ten Hag would not work
yeah. I think there's already strong links with the back to Crystal Palace.
That's what I heard on loan and stuff. But you think Ten Hag's going to allow that to go without looking at him? Because
I think Rangnick's done a lot of scouting for him. You know, there's going to be a lot of scouting that's been done for Ralph Rangnick. I think one of them would have been Wan-Bissaka. The fact that he can't play out from the back, the fact that remember when Rangnick was talking about a defender that could go up and down. You know, you can't do that.
Because what Ten Hag likes to do though in his system, he likes to let one of the back four go into the midfield, and then you go into like a back three. Does that back three consist of like, I don't know, who we've got now, Lindelof, Varane, and a Wan-Bissaka, and then you let the Tellers or the Shaw go into that midfield?
That's a good question. Yeah, you're true.
You know
I think right, he could form into a right wing back. He could form into a right winger. There's kind of you know, we can use him in other positions.
If you play a system where he's gonna need to defend more than actually attack, because you form him as one of the three at the back, rather than him being someone who's going to be going forward, then there's his defensive attributes. If he can get back to that level again, Because man
Yeah.
like Jamie Carragher and them man was saying he's the best one-on-one defender in the
1v1
world.
defender, yeah, all of that stuff. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. It's mad. It's
So
mad.
now we've got to the point, because what I don't want to happen is Wan-Bissaka goes away, less pressure, and then we see that and another thing is that, can he be coached to do the things that we want him to do, to just be a bit more smarter, release the ball more? Or are we saying that Aaron Wan-Bissaka at this age is uncoachable? He has to go back. Because if he's uncoachable, then I get it. But I just feel like no one at United has had the opportunity to really develop.
Technically, it's not great. You know what I mean? Big up to Jordan again. He said technically it's not great. Reports Ten Hag looking for right, but I think fullback options to Luke Shaw in a minute, but fullback options will be key. I think, man. Big up to Andrew Ellis. I think fullback options will be key. We need 2 fullbacks. I think we do need fullbacks. You know, there's certain positions where, remember, Pep Guardiola brought 2 new fullbacks in. What makes United any different? Pep Guardiola did it, and then next thing you know, he brought in. I think Gail Clichy at the start, didn't he? He took him out and then brought in his man. You know, Mendy. He did well for the first 2 seasons. You know, and then kind of his injuries came in and whatnot. You know, then he brought Kyle Walker. He brought in Kyle Walker.
Yeah, I remember he done that. I think we got to buy smart. I think Ten Hag has to identify the positions where he believes academy players are pushing to start, and not buy there this season and give some of them a chance there. And then positions where he thinks there's no one, but we need to get it in, he goes and spends his money there. So is there a left back in the academy that Ten Hag believes I can bring him onto the scene and make him what everyone's going to be raving about? Do you know what I'm saying? Because if he can do that, then I would say because we need some positions where we bring in an academy player. That's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I think there's some positions that you think, okay, let's go and get a left back from the academy to step up, you know, who's going to be training with the first team, develop, and also being developed in this new system. And then let's spend our money in 2 midfielders. I think we need 2 central midfielders. You can't lose Pogba, Mata, and Matic and not get 2 central midfielders, bro.
Yeah, true. Nice facts, man. Well, Luke Shaw, what do you reckon, Luke Shaw, man? Do you reckon he can fit into
he's brown bread as well, man. He's done out here. He's done out here.
Yeah.
I'm done. Nah, I'm done. Do you know what he's saying? It's been how many managers? Like, I'm a Luke Shaw. Like, I like Luke Shaw and all of that, but it has to get to a point. If we're not having it from Pogba, we can't be having it from Luke Shaw.
Yeah, it's true. I still don't get why Luke Shaw doesn't get the same kind of scrutiny, even though obviously Pogba costs more money.
He's been here for years. Like some of these players, how many managers are you gonna? Yeah, it's gonna be this one. It's gonna be that one. It's brother. Luke Shaw, for me, Luke Shaw is a part of the old regime. He's got to go. Luke Shaw, all of them. I'm onto them. Harry Maguire, Jones, all of these man, old regime. They got to go. Henderson, Wan-Bissaka, a lot of the man them's got to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Luke Shaw, 8 years exactly. You know what I mean? It's mad, bro. It's mad. Alex Telles, do you think you reckon he can fit into Ten Hag's plans if we do decide to maybe play 5 at the back?
Tellers gas me still. Them YouTube videos gas me. So I'm upset about that one. I want to read
YouTube videos, mate. I'm telling you, man. But he was predominantly playing as a left wing back. That's again another reason the scouting system at United failed again. Predominantly playing as a left wing back. And he got more forward. He wasn't kind of more of a, defensive-minded fullback. He's more like what likes to go forward. Again, Man United, I don't know. Something just makes me believe. I don't know, man. Like with a proper defense, Tellers, if he's able to kind of do one thing, and there's cover at the back, there's defensive midfielders, there's some sort of kind of future as a backup, but not as a first starter. I think first starter, them days are gold. I think for me, you have to go get a left back. But again, just depends on whether the new manager he's not very physical, he's not very athletic, and they're the key things that Ten Hag would be wanting. Very, very athletic.
Yeah, he's done. I thought it was linked to like a young PSV left back.
Yeah, I think there's one. I can't remember the left back one. I've never heard. Swear down.
Yeah, I think it was linked to like a PSV's. He's a Dutch international. He's played 1 or 2 games. What's his name? Let's see if I can find it.
Yeah.
But he seemed quite good. But I don't know. But I feel like, and some of these players, they are also around the price mark for Man United. I feel like we need to go and get these players that are just one or two, like, you know what I mean? Like, they're just like a season away from being the real deal. Because if we get them when they are the real deal, example, just like Bellingham when he was at Birmingham.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Everyone knew he was a season away from being the real deal, but he showed the glimpse, and that's when we had to get him. Now he's at Dortmund. It's not the time to get him, bruv, because now they want their 100 million. And I feel we need to go and get players in like that.
Apparently. Feyenoord. Yes, Feyenoord. I knew it was Feyenoord.
Feyenoord. My bad.
Yeah.
I'm out here calling all the Dutch teams the same thing.
Go on, yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like we need to get players in that are just a season away from them being worth crazy money, because we can't, like, I'm tired of us being like touted for like 100 million, 80 million, 90 million.
Yeah, of course.
Tired of it, bro.
Yeah. Everybody's tired of it though. That's the thing though. Everybody's just tired of it. You get me, of buying players and just based on it. Obviously, Wan-Bissaka is on his way out. What you know what is with Wan-Bissaka, man? Another reason, man. With the scouting was all wrong, man. You know what I mean? If you're talking about a fullback that could do both at the same time, he can't really, can he? Let's be honest. I know you rated him, but Wan-Bissaka, for you people, I think it's fairly obvious. He doesn't fit into Ten Hag's system. You know, possession-based football.
I think the age that we bought Wan-Bissaka at, I just expect players to be developed.
Yeah.
So I feel like, whatever you've got, you're one of the sickest one-on-one defenders. You've had some of the best wingers and strikers in the Premier League in your pocket. We're not making it up. We have to give the man his respect, because when some of the best wingers in the world go up against him, they say, "Bruv, it's long. I have to go on the other side."
True. I hear you on that one.
They're saying. So we're not making this up. This is what they're saying. So at the end of the day, when we have that, all we're asking is our coaches now, develop him, develop the guy. You know, give him the next level. So sometimes I'm thinking, are we upset with Wan-Bissaka because he doesn't have the ability to actually do it, or has he not been developed and given a chance to do it?
Yeah, true. I think for me though, it just doesn't have the qualities when it matters the most, and when you need to kind of get to where you need to be, and be that team that needs to be on the front progressive team. It's not that.
I think he goes back to Palace, and
on loan.
Vieira coaches him on loan, and he starts to do what we said he couldn't do. People are going to have to hold it.
Well, we need to see that. That's a problem, though.
But then again, this is United all over, because we got Lukaku in. Man said he's wearing Timbs. We sold him. We lost a couple million on selling him to Inter. He goes to Inter. They sell him for 100 million. He goes up in value. Like, when players leave United and they get developed, they go up in value. They come to us. We sell them under value. So it's like, I don't know, Saeed, man. I'm just hoping that Ten Hag starts to, add value to certain players, like Alex used to, bro. Getting Ronaldo in and then selling him for 70 million or something to Real Madrid, 80 million at the time.
Yeah, of course.
Developing players, Becks and all that. Like, I'm just hoping we can get back, because Man United hasn't developed players for a minute now. We haven't. But that's why the coaching staff come in, and hopefully they can do that. You know what I mean? That's just the reality. Brandon Williams. Does anyone see a future for him, or is he just more kind of like his head's out? What does everyone think about Brandon Williams? Do you reckon he's got a future at United? You know what I mean? No, man.
It's crazy, man. You know what I mean? Another player who came out of nowhere, but was a bit part player. He only came in really because Luke Shaw wasn't performing. What does that tell you about Man United? Yeah, absolutely. I don't think he can.
Pressure.
Yeah, this is a crazy one. Axel Tuanzebe. Very, very kind of, it was highly rated at first. Came under Mourinho, I think it would have been. Yeah, under Mourinho. Has never ever kicked on. He's on loan at Napoli now. I've not really heard of him doing anything. Not really heard like any Tomori hype. You know, when Tomori went to AC Milan, you heard about my man, innit? But Axel Tuanzebe, man, another player. I don't know what's gone on with him, but for me, he does have natural qualities. His pace, he's good on the ball. You know what I mean? He's athletic. You know what I mean? He could be that person. You know, it just shows you again with United, man. We always
Some
have
of
to
these men
spend.
have to come back. Some of these men have to come back. We haven't spent no money on them. They're academy
Yeah,
players. Bring them back. Get them developed. Bring them
yeah,
back.
absolutely,
Get them developed.
absolutely. Big up to Adewale Adeleke. He goes, Brandon Williams is horrible. You get me? Again, you know what I mean? I think with Brandon Williams I think he's done now. I think he's gonna go to get minutes, man. It's no point just kind of saying you just play for Man United, innit? You feel me? It's no
He's
point.
talking the talk though. He sounds like he wants to come back and earn his position and show what he's got. And like I said, I'm up for all the Man United players who believe they have earned the right to wear the Man United shirt to come and prove us wrong next season. I'm down for it. If you're gonna come, put your head down and work for the new manager and go hard, I'm down. I'm down to give you a chance because again, I can't be like contradictive. I can't be like you wasn't developed, but you're not good enough. I gotta give you the chance. So for me, I want to give Ten Hag a chance to see who he wants to keep, who he wants to develop, who's staying, who's going, and then I think by the end of the next season he'll be getting rid of a couple people, similar to like when Klopp got into Liverpool and he found a dead squad. You know, he saw who could play the way he wanted to play, who was fit enough, who wasn't. Then at the end of next season, I want to get rid of. We're getting rid of players anyway because at the end of their contract, and some of them just want to move on. I think there's enough of those type of players for us to then allow those who do want to stay, who have got contracts, to kind of see, can you play this way? And if you can't play it by Christmas, bruv, we're going to know whether you're staying or not. You're going to be in a window by Christmas times, bruv. That's my...
Absolutely. Big up to everybody who's watching, man. Subscribe if you're new people and just keep hitting the like button. You know what I'm saying too. I know some of you are coming late into the stream, so big up to everybody who's watching. Hit the like button on the video, people, so we can get the video out to more people out there. Let's go to obviously Tina Menji. I think we'll probably get another loan. Alvaro Fernandez, he's another one to watch out for. You never know if he could break into the next team. He's one to watch out for. Paul Pogba obviously is leaving. I think, you know what I mean, undoubtedly. Do you reckon any manager, do you reckon Ten Hag would even think about like saying to him, yo, please, can he stay? Or is he just kind of...
That's what I'm saying. Pogba's leaving, but is he? Is he though?
We never heard anything, man. I reckon we'll hear it literally when he leaves.
A man.
When he finishes the season.
I think because Pogba's a man, if he stays, he'll say to everyone, who told you I said I was going? Bring me the video.
Yeah.
He's one of them type of man. Like,
I think the fan base are just tired though. I think the fan base
are,
is
but I'm just saying,
now.
if he thinks to himself, my family's comfortable in Manchester, I'm comfortable in England, there's a new coach coming in, it's a fresh start, I'm playing with Bruno, Ronaldo, some new of the young academy kids that are coming in. I'm comfortable. I don't need to, like, no one's offering me anything crazy if Madrid don't come going in, because I hear Madrid might be getting the young boy from Monaco now. So it's like, where does he? Who wants him? You know, you got Barca getting Kessie on a free. Where's he going?
Yep, true.
PSG. People are just saying PSG. Does he really want to go and play at PSG? Like, is that ever been his dream? Like, all I've ever heard with Pogba is Madrid. If Madrid don't come in for Pogba and Barca don't come in for him, where does Pogba go?
I think if it's because now it's a new manager, I personally, for me, don't look at wages in it. You get me? Because at the end of the day, for me, you know, it depends on what sort of player you're getting. So with Paul Pogba, if United are offering him and Ten Hag wants him, that's a different story. Yeah. With the Bruno Fernandes and the Rashford thing, it's that for me, when you look at a player at that time, Bruno Fernandes didn't really deserve the contract. With Paul Pogba, you just don't know if the manager wants him. What can you do? You're stuck in a limbo. You have to give him the contract.
And the thing
you're stuck in a limbo.
Yeah, 100%. But the thing about Paul Pogba, he's, whether we like it or not, commercially, he makes United the money. Like, he makes United the money. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like there's some players who like, whatever, do they deserve the contract? They don't deserve it. But I just feel like sometimes I feel like United benefit more from the relationship with Paul Pogba than he does himself. Because we're
Yeah.
looking and say, like, you're not really getting the football you want to get.
Mm.
You're not really playing at the level we've seen you play with your international teammates at France. We think you can go on as an individual and win trophies and do better than you're doing at Man United. So why are you staying? I think some of the fans are like that rather than, I don't know.
Yeah. It's one of them things, man. It's one of them, man. I just think for me, you get with Paul Pogba, whichever the situation is. If he stays, we'll back him. If he goes, I think it is what it is, man. There's
Yeah,
no
because for me,
jurisdiction.
I want him to go for his own good. Because football's a short career, and I just feel like he's at a place now where I think if he moves on, he still might have a chance to win the Champions League, win the Premier League title. You might not get that in the next 5 years at Man United. So for me,
Yeah.
I think it's better he moves on. But if I wake up tomorrow morning and I hear Paul Pogba sign a new contract at Man United and he's staying, am I going to be upset? I'm not upset.
Yeah, true.
That's just me. I'm not upset.
Yeah,
But I
yeah, of
prefer
course.
that he goes. But there's no way I'll be upset. I'm more upset with man like Maguire and them man they're still playing.
Yeah. Listen, that's a whole other story, mate. That's a whole other story. Obviously, Juan Mata is leaving, so there's no point talking about him. Jesse Lingard is leaving, no point talking about him. Andres Pereira, apparently, I seen him. I don't know if you've seen the video of Juan Mata giving a little message to one of the fans, but I seen Andres Pereira in the background, man. Obviously, I don't know if the Brazilian league is finished. I don't know. Let us know in the comments, people, if they're on pre-season or something like that. But Andres Pereira is going to be back, man. I like pre-season payload, man. You get me? Is there any way this guy stays or anything like that? Because I'm looking at it. Man United don't have any, sort of midfielders available. In terms of midfield options. Ten Hag used to play for PSV.
Pereira is someone that if you go and get Neves from Wolves, he's a part of the deal. I think he plays well there because he's just a poor man's Neves. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think he does a job for Wolves there until they can kind of replace it. But I just feel like that's something I would do. I think there's these type of players who I think can still do something. And I feel like the culture they got, the South American type of Portuguese culture they got there at Wolves, I think it'll be a good fit for him. I think that's the type of move I'll make. I'll replace him with a Neves, you know what I mean? And I'm just send him on the way and he's worth 10, 15 million. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'll give them, I'll give him 35 million or 40 million and Pereira and my man for Neves and call it a day. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. That's the type of thing I do because I don't think he's another Luke Shaw. He's been here for too long. He's got to keep it moving.
Yeah, another one. Amad Diallo, man. Not had a successful loan at Rangers.
Yeah, I'm not watching
Do you think
that.
It's got
yeah, I'm not watching that, Scotland. Nah. Because I saw enough in his first game. You see what it is? I see levels in it. If you see his first game and you see the levels, you know he's a baller. So the question is, can he be matched with the right coach who will bring it out of him on a consistent level and he can go on to do what he wants to do? Because this kid here saves you 80 million in the transfer market.
Yeah, true.
These are the levels. We're talking about we want the next Juan Mata. If we had Juan Mata in his prime, if we had Juan Mata when he was 25, 26, but we've got Ahmed. This guy here, with his left peg, is comfortable in that position. We saw him do it in the Europa League. We saw him do it many a times in and around that 10 on the right wing. He's comfortable, and I think he can do it for us. We just have to. He's another one that I can't wait for Ten Hag to get his hands on.
Yeah, absolutely. I think with Amad Diallo, he's talented, man. I think he's a technical player. He's a player that I think could thrive in the system of Ten Hag. When you look at the players that they've got at Ten Hag, you've got small technical players. If you're looking at Neres, Amad Diallo, similar, kind of technical ability, you know what I mean? Close control.
Yeah.
But again, physicality. But again, who knows, man? Look at Juan Mata yesterday, man. You know what I mean? He was bopping it around and the best midfielder on the pitch.
This is what I'm saying. For me, he's our new Juan Mata. I think he does that position very comfortably. Very, very, very. He just needs
got a bit more pace, but again, he's got a little bit more pace than Juan Mata. But again, I hear you, man.
He used to have it. He just lost it. When he was at Valencia, he was bossing midfields.
Pass and move in it. You know what I mean? David Silva wasn't the quickest. It's about pass and move and keeping You know, it's like keeping teams like strangled, isn't it? You know what I
No,
mean?
no.
It's that's what you do.
I get rid of the old academy players like Pereira for the new guys like Ahmed. Like for me, he has to stay.
Yeah. Of course. Absolutely,
100%.
absolutely. Fred. You know what? A lot of people,
Yeah,
disrespect. I for me, at first when he came to the club, I didn't really kind of rate him. I thought, what kind of midfield is he? Box to box? Is he sitting? Is he eight? What is he, man? I don't know what kind of midfield he was, but you know what? For me, you're looking at one of the better performing players this season. I think he had a wobble towards the Everton game under Ollie. He kind of didn't really do much under Ollie. And then obviously since Ragnick, I think he's probably one of the best players for Ragnick. If you look at Ragnick,
yeah.
it's been him, De Gea, Varane, not Varane, sorry, him, De Gea, Ronaldo, and maybe Lindelof and Sancho here and there. But Fred, for me, you get me. Would he suit the Ten Hag system? Do you reckon?
Yeah. I was excited to be honest when we first got Fred, and the only reason was because I remember Pep Guardiola tried to sign him for City, and then we
Yeah,
got him the season before. So I always
yeah,
look at the measurement of the players that Pep, not like Pep gets it right all the time, but when I
yeah,
look at the role that he had for him, and I see the way Pep plays, I think Pep would have developed him. Do you know what I'm saying? He would have developed him better, and
mm,
I think the raw attributes that we're seeing from Fred now, further up
mm,
in the eight position with Ralph, is what we would have saw with Pep way earlier on.
mm,
Do you know what I'm saying? I think we would have saw that way earlier on than what we have now. So again, I think Fred has got it, and I think Fred doesn't want to do the sideways thing. And I just feel like
mm,
something Ralph Rangnick said is, what I think is so important is that football's a team sport, man. You can't have people around you, big boys, sinking, and then you just think Fred's gonna come up and be the main guy. You know what I'm saying? It's very difficult when people who've been there for a long time are finding it difficult to play. The
mm,
whole morale of a team kind of just deflates everyone. It's difficult. So for
mm.
me, I think the problems that we've had at Man United is that we always want players to play well when overall as a team we've been crap.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
true,
saying? We're trying to find
true.
good players in a crap team. And we're
Mm,
saying, no, we've got good individual players. We all know that. But what it is,
mm,
as a team, they're not being able to pull it together. So a lot of people
mm,
fall victim to that. And Fred's just one of them. Fred's another guy who's fallen victim to coming to Man United in a time where things weren't going too great for us. And had it been a different time, he would have settled in and done well. I believe that under a proper coach, Fred's
mm,
definitely got what it takes to do his thing. So I'm happy with Fred staying.
mm. I think Bruno Fernandes, again, he's a 50-50. You just don't know. You know what I mean? He could be a house on fire. You know what I mean? He could be a very, very influential player for Ten Hag. But again, you know what I mean? It could be another player that might fall under the sword of Ten Hag in terms of he might not like the way he plays and his style. And when he sees it up and close, will he be sort of player that he's kind of visualized on the screen?
He's,
And maybe Ragnick was telling about his crazy numbers and whatnot, stats wise, he's up there. But you know, does
he's
he strike you as someone who can?
He's like I said it, man. He's another Pogba. I'll give the fan base one more season with Bruno, and they're going to be calling for his head to go, to leave. It's not worth it. It's not worked out. No matter how good you've done at the start at United,
Mm,
a couple seasons with us, it might be different because of Ten Hag. He's either going to have to sink or swim.
mm,
But yeah, Matters. Who's this? U215. Matter has. Matt is just one of the best technical players that we've had for a long
mm,
time. People can
mm,
say what they want. I remember listening to Ashley Young say that when they said who's the best technical player at the club, and he said One Matter. He said One Matter is the type of player that can come match day and play the
mm.
same game in a pair of jeans. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. I remember
He
he
said,
said that. I
yeah,
remember that.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he's that type of player. You know, the man that will turn up in the playground. They ain't even got the proper equipment, but they're just
Mm,
saucy with it. He's clean,
yeah.
and I just feel like Man United need to go more for that. And I think we was doing that with what's his name, LVG, but we never gave him the
Mm,
time. I wanted LVG to get another season, man, but we never gave him the time. So I think with Ten Hag, we're going to see much more cleaner
mm,
players. And I'm just happy that he's already got one of his boys in Donny van der Beek. I think we're going to definitely see a position for Donny as well. So if Bruno
mm,
don't pull up his socks, he's going to be seeing the bench. But and another thing is, Saeed, All these top players at City, they sit on the bench.
It's
They
true.
sit on the bench.
Yeah, it's true.
De Bruyne has sat on the bench plenty of time when Pep's got his team winning and he's thinking, "Raw, I'm going to leave him out." So if all of these top players at City sit on the bench, Liverpool, we need to start getting used to having Bruno and these type of players on the bench, Pogba on the bench.
Yeah, it's close. We need to be ready for that. Absolutely.
That's it. That's my thing. We need
Yeah,
to have a strong bench, but just knowing because we have a system, we don't miss no one. Because the problem we've had is that we've got Bruno on the bench, Pogba on the bench, and then we got McTominay playing, and we're like, I don't know about you, man, but McTominay, bruv. I've tried, bruv. I've tried, Saeed.
Yeah. Of course, he's another one on there. Before I get to him, you got Pellistri, who's I don't know what sort of player he will be. Whether he gets a pre-season, he could be a person that watch out for in the pre-season. He might shine in pre-season.
I'll keep Pellistri. I want all the youngsters. Pellistri stays, man.
Yeah, man. Just keep him, bro. You know what I mean? Just keep him in around the squad, man. Donny van der Beek's an interesting one, man. I think for me, that's the one to watch out for, man. Is he injured now for Everton? What's wrong with that? I've not seen him last couple of games.
I think he was injured. I don't know what's happening. Yeah. Obviously, the birth of his child, then he got injured. But yeah, I think Donny's going to be back. I think Donny wins his place back for the World Cup through his first couple games at United before we go on break. I think so. I think he squeezes back into that World Cup squad.
I hope so. It sets up the fire, and you know what? It just brings back the kind of
I think that's what he's on. I think mission World Cup with him and Ten Hag. Ten Hag's telling him, "You've played the English football. You know the pace of the game. You know how I want to play. I'm coming in. I'm gonna pattern you up. It's your opportunity to also get into that squad. You see it?
Yep, absolutely. James Garner, man, is doing bits for Nottingham Forest. Obviously, stays for me. I think for me, he's 21 now. He's not a baby anymore. 21. I think for me, it's time. You either keep him or you sell him. None of this loan stuff, man. Because midfielders now, if you look at it, they're getting in midfields now at 19, 20, man. You know what I mean? He's now 21, 22.
How old is my man that we want to buy from Dortmund, or everyone wants to buy?
You mean Tuanzebe?
No, in midfield, the one that came from Birmingham, I just mentioned a minute ago.
Oh, yeah, Bellingham. Yeah, he came at 17. 17,
how old
18.
Is he now?
18.
18, that's what I'm saying. So if we're out here trying to buy people's, 20-year-old, 21-year-olds first teamers because they're putting in a shift, why can't we play our own 21-year-old first teamers, bro?
Yeah.
And this is what I want. I want Ten Hag to come in, give opportunities to our young players, and have people wanting to buy them.
Yeah, I'd rather have him than McTominay, if I'm being honest with you.
All day.
I think he offers more than McTominay. I think for me, I think Garner can be like almost like a deep lying, like I'm not saying playmaker, but he can distribute the ball. You know, he plays like he plays a little bit like Carrick. He can receive the ball anywhere and play like an Ivan Edo pass.
I want him to play Saeed, man. I just want us to have a system. I want system over players. System over players. So that the fact that anyone who does come in is only because you've showed in training you can play Ten Hag's system. And because of that, when we take out, example, who can we get ideally? Say we got a De Jong in. When we take out De Jong, on the 70th minute, whatever, and we bring in Gardner, we're not worried. Do you know what I'm saying? We're not worried because we know that these men are playing what they're playing. And so for me, I keep it all day. I keep him all day, every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, get them likes up, people. Get them likes up.
Yeah, man. Big up to everybody who's watching. Scott McTominay, I just don't think he has the attributes of a midfielder that would play under Ten Hag. Let's be real, man. McTominay, boy, you know what I mean? I don't know how he survived until this time now. Captain, all this, that, and, he says things in the dressing room that might kind of give people... He might be the best trainer. I don't know. He strikes me as a person who probably trains well, you know what I mean, and whatnot, and kind of like does all the simple things, probably collects the cones, you know what I mean, make sure everybody's okay. But I've just watched him so many times at Old Trafford, and I think he's always hiding from the ball. He's always kind of like, being shy away from it. And I just can't have that, man.
Yeah, man. I call him McTomorrow. McTomorrow is always tomorrow. He's going to be better. Tomorrow, yeah, he will be better next week. Yeah, he's nearly there. McTomorrow, mate. He's not. Tomorrow's not coming from McTomorrow, bro. He's just got to allow it.
Exactly. Tomorrow's no guarantee, man.
There's no guarantee, bro. Because whenever he say, "Oh, he's got it, he'll get better," that's all tomorrow stuff, mate. Scott McTomorrow, tomorrow. No. I'm not having him. Like, I just feel like he just needs to go. He needs to go out. We just need to get rid of these players and stop playing games as well. You know.
Mm. Hannibal's an interesting one. He's one for me. If you're not gonna play him, just make him go on loan, because that's a for me. It's a good talent for me just to go wasted. And I think we're gonna end up scoring that.
Yeah,
he deserves a loan now. He's played a while now.
I want him to get a loan and play proper football. He's playing international football, but if he can get a loan like Garner and get a similar loan like that would be great. The thing about Garner as well, if Nottingham Forest do come up to the Prem, maybe letting him have a year in the Prem with Forest as well, playing that football. Just to let everyone know,
that's a good shout.
Yeah, letting everyone know that I can do it might not be a bad idea as well. To just let everyone know that, look, I can do it. Because if he does it like the way you've got my man at Palace for Chelsea, look at that. He's starting next season now for Chelsea. He's in that squad. You know what I'm saying? True. So I feel like if we can let Garner stay on maybe at Forest, and if they get promoted, then he can show everyone what he's really capable of in the Prem. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Needs to mature and get some game time. Really low. Yeah, that's it. We just need to see him more often, man. That's the example. Cristiano Ronaldo
stays, man.
Yeah, I think for me now, I'm kind of I'm happy if he would stay next year, but I just don't think he would now. I genuinely think without Champions League football, Ronaldo's made for Champions League football. I just can't believe he would play in the Conference League. I genuinely would. I know people say people can afford him, but he will make himself. He made himself available for Man United, though.
Yeah, I think Messi done Europa this year. He's going to do Europa next year as well.
He'll do Europa League.
No, not Messi. He was in Europa League. Barcelona, Barca. That wasn't Messi. That was
Messi left.
They're dead.
Messi left. You know what I mean? I think with Ronaldo, we're gonna have to convince him properly to kind of.
But the thing about Ronaldo, I think you get to this age, Saeed, where they dissed him in Italy. You know what I'm saying? They won't have him back in Spain. I just feel like no one loves him the way Manchester loves him, man. I think like the way he gets that love up there, it gets to a point where you just got to just take it in and be like, you know what, life's good. I'm getting paid. I'm playing. As long as he gets to start, let me see if I can lead this new manager and these new young boys into something special. Do you know what I mean? I think Ronaldo gives us another year, to be honest.
Yeah, we'll see, man. Big up to everybody's watching. Keep smashing the likes up, people. Nearly 300 is watching. Anthony Martial.
He stays for me.
I think he could be one to watch out for on the 10. He could be one to watch out for.
Same here, because I just feel like when I look at all the attacking options all the other teams have got, and I saw how Cavani was injured, Marcus Rashford didn't play, Greenwood's on a mad thing. I think to myself, as we need numbers, only on that basis, I'm not saying Anthony Martial's a starter, but I'm saying numbers and fitting into a new system with Ten Hag, I'll say he stays. Because I'm happy if he can come off and contribute. You know what I'm saying? And I think we need to give him the same respect we give other players at other teams who contribute without always having to score. Because when other players do at other teams, he played well, he contributed, he holds the ball up, he brings people into play. When it's our players, he ain't scored, he's crap. So
absolutely. And then we got man like Marcus Rashford.
Yeah, he stays as well.
I think for me, with Marcus Rashford, though, I think, it comes down to the first pre-season. I think in the pre-season, he's not kind of getting into the mode and the rhythm. It doesn't look like he's up for it. I think Ten Hag will just kind of phase him out. I genuinely think he'll phase him out, but I think he's a bigger one, man. If he can't play right hand side, if he's not kind of fluid across the front three, because that's what Rangnick said. I don't know if you heard it, bro. He goes, top teams have a fluid front three. They can play middle, they can play on the right. That's a message to Marcus Rashford, that, you know what I mean? And maybe even Martial. You've got to be able to play across the front three, not just in one position. You can't just say, I like to play on the left-hand side. You've got to be
I think we forget how Martial, Greenwood, and Marcus outscored Liverpool's front three a couple seasons ago, man. I just feel like it's easy to forget because Man United were going through, and Rashford scored 21 goals I think in all comps last season, and we were crap then as well. We weren't having the best of seasons. I just feel like it's very easy to rubbish Marcus Rashford. To me, when I look at the numbers, they've always gone up. This is the first season that Marcus Rashford has his numbers have gone down rather than go up.
But I look at performances though, man. I think sometimes when you look at numbers, they don't tell the whole story. You know, I think performances tell the whole story, and performance as well in the manner that it's been this season. I just don't know how he gets it back up to that level. You know what I mean? Time will tell. Like I said to you, he's not going to leave because he's still got 1 more year left of his contract or 2.
But what I look at as well, Saeed, is that I think that performances for me come as a team. And I feel like when the team's crap, I can't expect individuals to have great performances. But what I do expect, like Ronaldo, they have great moments to show us they got their class. And that if they can get into a proper team and a proper structure, they're gonna do their thing. So Ronaldo's had those moments, and he's shown us his class of who he is. And I think Rashford done that last season. But I feel like off the pitch with his girlfriend and all the things it was going through and all the other things that he was doing, and still like, you know, a young enough man, I thought we got to give him an opportunity to just say that maybe this was it's a blip, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be too on Rashford because I think Rashford has something to offer.
Okay, fair enough. Europa League inflates stats, Saeed. You can't be comparing them. I think for me, like I said to you, I look at performances and I just look at the way the manner is dropped off. You know what I mean? It's just, for me, staggering. But then again, you could argue that with Martial. You could argue that with a lot of players at Man United. We will just see. I think the excuses will have to stop on the Ten Hag. That's all I can say. Ten Hag, surely. You know,
De Gea was out the door a season ago. But look at now.
Yeah, there you go. Jadon Sancho.
Yeah, Sancho's all right. He just came in the door.
Yeah, Sancho will do his thing and that. Anthony Elanga.
Elanga's all right. I don't know if he's the answers, but he's all right. He can do a job.
Yeah. Shola Shotai, I think, still young. Tahith Chong, Dutch player. Reckon he could get. Yeah,
all of these players for me pre-season. If you prove yourself, I'm down with. There's some players where I don't even care what Erik ten Hag says. I want them out the door. I don't care.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. I'm not saying I won't get behind them, but I'm like Ten Hag. I've seen enough of McTominay. I've seen enough of Maguire. I've seen enough of Jones. I've seen enough of Wan-Bissaka. There's certain players in it. I've seen enough of them. But then there's other players where it's like, okay, with you, if Ten Hag thinks he can work something with you, I'll give you a chance. You see it?
Absolutely. Obviously, you know what's happening with the Greenwood case. That was not going to happen. And obviously, Cavani, he's going anyway. Garnacho's another one to watch out for, but I still think he might need a loan. It depends.
Yeah, they say he's a baller, but is he? This is what I'm saying. I want to see what's going on.
Yeah, youth game. Watch out for the youth game next week. I think I might be going next Wednesday. So look out for that one. Watch out for that one. So listen, it is what it is, people. But big up to everybody who's watching. Big up to everybody who came in late as well. Big up to everybody who's supporting the channel. Like I said to you, if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and leave a like on the video, people. Make sure you hit the like button. It helps the channel grow. More people can watch the video. But Moosa, big up to you for coming on. We got one here. We want Ollie back. Erik ten Hag is fake. Marley gang. Listen, I don't know what you're smoking there, bro. I don't know what loud pack the Marley gang are smoking, but you know what I mean? Shout out to the Marley gang. Yeah, man. Big up to everybody who's watching. Eid Mubarak, as always, to everybody who's celebrating around the world. And yeah, man, big up to people. We're out, people. Take care.